All right, we're headed there. It's your first time. Wait, on this trip. Yeah, we're on the bus. It's your first time on Pandora. There's a little smile. He's ready. You ready? Yeah. So we just got into Animal Kingdom. It's gorgeous today. Beautiful day. Pretty crowded too. But it's always crowded, so who knows? We're headed to Africa. Ronan's ready to go on safari. We're headed over. It's gonna be fun. Africa, here we come. Ready? Scan our bands.
Yay! Welcome, friends.
Yay!
You did it!
We did it.
Your winners have.
Thank you. It's gonna be fun. Headed up to the safari. We are in the sauna, otherwise known as Animal Kingdom, and we're waiting to get on our safari. Ronan's hot. We're all hot. But that's the story of the day until the rains, and then we're fine. So here we go, waiting in the big fast pass line. All right, so we're finally getting down toward the loading platform. Today was definitely not a day to use the fast pass. Our line was way longer than the people there are the people who waited. Stand by. But that's fine. Nobody waited more than 5 minutes, so really can't complain. Well, maybe we waited 10. And Ronan's occupying his time until we get on. It's so hot I almost don't know how to survive. Yeah, it's hot. So here we go. Okay, we get the last row, which is actually kind of fun because you can see things out the back. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna hop in.
Here, everybody. Here, everybody means welcome. Guys, welcome aboard. Watch your head and step as you enter the truck. Move all the way down your row.
All right. It's a bumpy ride, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna film. We may stop and when we stop and see animals. But here we go.
So you're going to want to keep those fingers crossed and eyes open. Now we are just going to wait here for the warden to give us the all clear to go ahead and enter the reserve. It should only be a minute or so. Now guys, as we do head on into the reserve, just remember we are heading on into these animals' homes, and it's really important that we are respectful of the animals. So please don't make any noises at them like whistling or try to call them over. They're wild animals. They don't know what that means. If anything, it is just going to scare them away. So please make sure to keep those noises to yourself.
Ronan.
The black rhinos, they're pretty big animals. They can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. You don't want to let that big size fool you though. They can charge at 35 miles an hour. And a group of hippos is known as a bloat. Each hippo can weigh up to 5,500 pounds.
There he is.
It looks like there's 2 hippos just over here on our right hand side. And you know what guys, the rest of the hippos are over on our left hand side, just hanging out there in the water to the left of the island. Now a lot of people think that hippos swim through the river, but they don't. They kind of sink like a rock down to the bottom of the river and they walk across it. They can hold their breath for around 8 minutes at a time. Now guys, just a reminder, everyone does have to stay fully seated at all times, and this does a down tree. That's because it kind of looks like they're planted upside down with their roots up towards the sky. But that's normal. They're just leafless for 9 months out of the year. Now we're entering my favorite part of the reserve here. This is the Serengeti grasslands. Now, lots of animals travel through here every single day to migrate. This is home to some of those more famous African animals like giraffes, elephants, cheetahs, lions, and zebras. So let's see who we can find hanging out here today. Now the first animal we'll see over here on our right hand side is this animal with the really big horns. That is the Ankole cattle. Now they have horns anywhere from 6 to 8 feet long. Oops, sit down please. 6 to 8 feet long from tip to tip, but their horns aren't heavy. Inside them, it's a honeycomb structure that promotes blood circulation throughout the horns and helps keep them cool in the hot African weather. They're the only domesticated animals here on the reserve, though. They were domesticated by the Watusi tribe. That's why they're also known as Watusi cattle. Now, they are seen as a sign of wealth. But African wild dogs are the most successful predators here in Africa. They'll catch their prey anywhere from 80 to 90% of the time.
Whoa.
They do that by chasing their prey down until they drop from exhaustion. So guys, if you do want to give them a hug, wait till you get to a gift shop. Now, also over on our left-hand side, you'll see that dark brown antelope just by the bushes there. That is the sable antelope. They're the official emblem here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. That's because they're really protective of their young. So while their young are eating or sleeping, the adults will form a circle around them facing outwards, ready to fight off predators that might come by. We're passing by these big cone-shaped mounds. These are termite mounds. Now they're made up of dung, dirt, and termite saliva. They sit in the sun all day long and bake till they're as hard as concrete. Big animals like the elephant will come by and use them as a scratching post. And eventually, over time, they wear down, like the one over on our right-hand side. That makes them perfect for smaller animals like meerkat or small antelope. They'll stand on top of those mounds. That gives them a great view of any predators. And in that time, they'll eat 75 pounds of food. Now, eating for 20 hours, though, doesn't really leave them much time to do anything else. They only sleep for a total of 30 minutes. Now, they don't even sleep those 30 minutes in one nap. They take a bunch of little power naps throughout the day that equal up to 30 minutes. And there are 9 subspecies of giraffes. That looks like a Maasai giraffe. You can tell because it has a jagged pattern to its spots. Now, as we get closer to it over on our left-hand side here, go and take a look at the top of its head. You'll see those little horns that they have. Those are their ossicones.
Of course,
that's what they share in common with the okapi we saw at the very beginning of our safari. Looks like there's some more animal activity up ahead on the air and 13 feet forward. That's called pronking. Now, we'll see some more giraffes here on our right-hand side. Giraffes have really long necks, but they only have 7 vertebrae in their necks. That's the same amount that we have. Theirs are just a whole lot bigger than ours are. Now, on top of having really long necks, giraffes also have really long tongues. A giraffe's tongue is about 18 inches long. That's 1.5 feet. Their tongues aren't pink, and that's because they spend so much time eating that if their tongues were pink, they would get too easily sunburned. As a Now, that's a male elephant. We can tell because he's here by himself. So the females and the calves, they're the ones that stick together and make up the herd. Once the males are considered an adult, that's around age 13, they'll go off on their own.
Did you see it?
Sorry, it's so shaky.
Just landing 300 pounds of food a day. When the females are pregnant, they're pregnant for 22 months. At the end of those almost 2 years, they're the lucky winners of a 300-pound baby.
Oh, wow.
Now, unfortunately, though, habitat loss isn't the only problem that these beautiful white rhinos, they're not actually white. They get their name from a mistranslation of the word vite, which means wide. That's because they have a wide upper lip and mouth.
Oh, I didn't know that.